Yes, I'm still alive. And I plan to make more videos sometime soon. Maybe sometime this month or the next month, I don't really know. But anyways, that's not really important right now. First off, I would like to say a very belated Happy New Year. And as well, I might as well just say it right now. It's a game pickup video. And a lot of people are probably wondering why I didn't do the monthly or bi-monthly or whatever monthly game pickup video that I usually do. It's usually for like two reasons. Number one, I didn't really have the funds for games mostly every month. It's usually because I had bills, rent, and all that beautiful shit that I had to deal with. And number two, I figured why not just do it every year? Like make it a yearly thing. Like every game that I buy throughout the entire year, I just compile it all into one. Seems like a good idea to me. Eh? But without further ado, here are the games that I picked up last year, in the year 2018. There's some good games, there's some mediocre games, there's some games that are hit or miss, and then there's some games that are just bleh. But without further ado, let us get started. Oh, table, how long have I missed you doing unboxings and game pickup videos like I'm doing right now? Anyways, I'm going to start off with the games that I didn't really get enough games for. Only two systems that I only bought one game for. That will be 360 and the 3DS. And I will start off with the 360, and it's kind of cheating because I already owned this game, but my wife bought it, which is Dante's Inferno for the 360. Now, as many of you know about this game is essentially God of War meets Shadow of the Colossus meets something. It's mostly God of War meets Castlevania kind of shit, but it's made by Visceral Games, God rest their souls. They were the people behind Dead Space, and it really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. And yeah, I believe that this game is very underrated, and well, if you want more detailed or more gratifying experience, just read Dante's Inferno, or better yet, The Divine Comedy. That's usually a good one to read if you're into epics. But anyways, for the 3DS, I picked up one game that I was actually kind of excited for, which was WarioWare Gold. Now, I made a little Twitter review of this, and I just said that this is good for newcomers, which means that new people coming into the series would enjoy this, but for people returning to the series after this being MIA for ever so long after Game & Memoriam, it's okay. Like, it has new games, but it also has really old ones, like the ones from the GBA or Game Boy Advance to DS ones. And it's a pretty fun game, but it could have been a little better, but with 300 micro games, you really can't go wrong with this game. It's really, really good for newcomers, but like I said, it's a 7 out of 10 for me at max. For the next set of games, I actually bought 8 of them, and it's for the Nintendo Switch. Because, as everyone knows, 2017 had a good lineup for Switch games, but 2018 really upped the notch with it. And I appreciate that for a very good reason. Because it gave us some instant classics, and it gave us a remake that I didn't expect to come out for the Switch. And speaking of which, it is Katamari Damacy Reroll, or Damashi Reroll. But yeah, fun fact, I've never really played a Katamari game before, even though I own 3 of them. Me, My Katamari, Touch My Katamari, and Beautiful Katamari, and Katamari Damacy for the PlayStation 3 Classics. I never really played them. Like, I tried maybe once, and I just couldn't really get into it that much. And I did it with this game, and I actually really like it, even though one level is pissing me off. But, yeah, Katamari Damacy Reroll, I will say this. Yeah, the Stop at Nothing Pushing Friends is back and ready to re-roll. And yeah, for people that are fans of Katamari, this is a good game to get. For people that are new to Katamari, like me, new to playing it, this is actually a good start. If you have a Switch and 30 bucks to kill or spend, this is for you. I actually highly recommend this game. Kirby Star Allies. Now, this is a game that I actually really wanted to get ever since they announced it in 2017, EA, or not EA, but E3, or not even E3, I think it was one of the gaming conventions, I forget which one it was, but yeah, Kirby Star Allies, it's essentially where you make your foes allies, and you can use their abilities to actually combine your ability. Like, say, for example, you have sword, you have fire, you can make fire sword. Essentially, it's Kirby 64 in modern day. And it's, or modern day, or new technology, if you want to call it that. But yeah, this game is really good. It's really short, though, but it's a good game. And sadly enough, I need to finish playing this, either by myself or with the wife. Either or. Good cutesy game. Mario Tennis Aces. Honestly, if I can be brutally honest, the reason why I wanted this game, it is because of Waluigi. Waluigi doing the moonwalk, dodging to get the ball, or rushing to get the ball. And honestly, this is actually a really tight title, if I could say. It plays really well. The only thing that's kind of is story mode, but either or, it makes for a nice practice for the multiplayer, because I know for a fact people love playing multiplayer. And I do love the fact that this game actually updates, kinda, with new characters, and I kind of want to unlock all of them. Octopath Traveler. I believe I did an unboxing of this. Probably not. I think I tried to, but I just didn't have time. But yeah, this is Octopath Traveler, and I actually like the way this looks. And yeah, inside has this characters. And due to the fact that this is came with a collector's set, this is the only thing that you're gonna get, because it has more shit on the back. But yeah, this game is fucking phenomenal. Like, take old school Final Fantasy with the Bravely Series combat, with 3D Dot Game Heroes type style gameplay when it comes to exploration, somewhat. Or Paper Mario, with 2D sprites with 3D backgrounds. This game is really good. Now, for a JRPG, this is actually one of the games I'm hoping to beat this year. Unfortunately, I didn't really beat it. I think I got to second chapters for half the characters. But yeah, I really want to go back and finish this game, because it's phenomenal. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I bought this one because I showed the wife the gameplay trailer, or the trailer they had for this game, and she fell in love with it and said that we should get this game, which I did, and I let her pick. She picked Eevee. Now, the only reason why is because everyone would usually go for Pikachu, but in this case, everyone seemed to go for Eevee. Which, who could say no to this face? This face is just saying, "Buy me or I die." But yeah, it's a really fun game. Even though people say that this is essentially Pokemon Go or $60 Pokemon Go, it's really good. And funny enough, I did buy the Pokeball, like people saw the video I made on Twitter with the charging station. And yeah, you can actually use that to cheat your way into the game. But it's really good. I will admit though, it's not the main Pokemon game, but it's a good start, and it shows that the Switch is capable of doing so. Super Mario Party, aka, oh my fucking god, Steal a Star, fuck Friendship editions. Except with different twists. I will say this, after the disappointments that was Mario Party 9 and 10, with the fucking cars, and the Star Rush, the game I never bought for the 3DS because Island Tour is a little better, this game is returned to fucking form. This is just what Mario Party should have been from the start, and the motion controls actually work. They work for this game. Most of the other Mario Parties don't work, which really pissed me off. But I can say this, the one thing I have a gripe with, it will be the online feature alone. the cats are going crazy. Yay, kitty kitties. But, yeah. God damn it, I lost my train of thought with this. Oh, right. The online mode kind of sucks. There's no online boards. All it is just you're competing with friends on different minigames. That's all it is. And the minigames for this are fun. I will just say that. The minigames are fucking fun. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, y'all probably didn't expect me to pick this game. Or you probably expected it, because Super Smash Bros. Brawl, or not Brawl, but Ultimate is really good. Except due to the fact that they don't have Waluigi, which I'm not really mad about. But yeah, this is a really good game, and within a week I actually unlocked all the characters. And they're fun to play, especially Lucas and Olimar. And I don't think he's on the screen or on here, except Ness is. When I unlocked him, I played through him until I got Lucas. But yeah, continuing on with Smash Bros. Ultimate. The story mode for this is a major improvement over Brawl's story mode. I will admit this. If you have a Switch and you don't have this game, what's wrong with you? Get it. Get the game. It's really good. And finally, we have The World Ends With You Final Remix. Now, this game is not bad. Like, it's a really, really underrated game for the DS that they ported over to the Switch. They actually had one for mobile phones, but I didn't get that one because I'm not big into mobile gaming unless it's Fire Emblem Heroes. But anyways, this game is actually pretty fun, except there are some times I have kind of an iffy gripe with iffy controls, but overall it's not bad. I mean, they did a good job, except playing this game around the wife, she does not like the soundtrack at all. Which, I like the soundtrack, but if you just hear the scream yelling, then that just becomes a problem. But with that in mind, those are all the games I bought for the Switch. And I will say, although it didn't have many game changers like they did with Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, if that's your preference, 2018 was still good. Just for the one fact alone, you got Smash Bros. Ultimate, a good Mario Party game, a good experiment to see if Pokemon actually works, and a really good JRPG. So yeah, the Switch is capable of really good games. And finally, we come across the biggest crop, the cream of the crop, that I have ever purchased when it comes to video games, and expand more of my collection. That's right. You notice this in most of my game pickup videos, which I always do this. I always show off the PS4 games for last, because I usually buy a shitload of them. In this case, 25. Well, yeah, 25 of them physically. I bought plenty of others digitally, but the only two that I had to buy digitally, just because one, it came with content, and two, I actually wanted to play it right then and there and didn't want to wait for the install. The first one being Spider-Man. Really good game. It's a good action-adventure game. And yeah, I did platinum that game within a week. And the other one is Red Dead Redemption 2. The not Game of the Year winner, but it deserves Game of the Year for everyone that loved it. But without further ado, I'm going to start off with the first game that I purchased for the, well, PS4. And this is all alphabetically. It's in no order of purchase date. It's all alphabetically. You know this already. First one is Dark Souls. Now, remastered. Now, as everyone knows, I'm kind of iffy on the Dark Souls series. The only games I like that were made by From Software, or not even made by From Software, or played like Dark Souls, which are Bloodborne and Salt and Sanctuary. But I figured, since this game is $40 and actually comes with the DLC, I figured I'd give this game a shot again. Maybe if I love this game, I could love the other games and probably play more of the Dark Souls trilogy. But for right now, I had no time, but I hope to beat this game, at least beat any of the Souls-like games of this year. Besides Salt and Sanctuary, that game is really good. Detroit Become Human. Now, a lot of people are going to have a gripe with this because of one thing. Quantic Dream, aka David Cage's studio. Now, I'm going to go on the record and actually say this. This game is a lot better than Heavy Rain. The controls are a lot more simplified. The characters are a little bit more likable, especially Connor, which I'm kind of disappointed that the guy who played Connor didn't win for best performance, but each their own. But the story for this, it kind of has more about segregation and basically civil rights, as it were, but other games have done it better, but through this game, it's actually done really well. I wouldn't call it my game of the year per se, but for narrative, it's okay. And yes, I did buy this for $20. It shows that I'm not going to pay $60 for it. The Devil May Cry HD Collection. Yes, I bought this new at GameStop because I wanted to treat my wife to something, and I got her Devil May Cry for PS4 because she's a big fan of Devil May Cry. Me, myself, I'm on the series. I'm not a big fan of it, but I wouldn't mind trying it out. But after the bullshit that I said about this game being overrated, well, quote-unquote overrated, I'm kind of pushed away from it, but I'm hoping to change my mind on this sometime in the future. As for Devil May Cry 5 coming out, I might as well just get that for the wife sometime in the future. But I'm not holding off on that. Not just yet. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. God, I cannot read today. And yes, I bought this game for that price only because of one thing. My wife really wanted to play Diablo 3, and so I figured I get this version because it comes with a lot more shit. And I kind of wanted to try it out too, just because I kind of like the dungeon crawl-esque type games or the bird's eye view type games, but I never really got around to playing it much, but I hope to do so later on in the future, if I ever do, if other games don't consume me first. Dragon's Crown Pro, the Battle Hardened Edition. Funny enough, whenever I got my income tax, I actually bought this because GameStop had this version of it for $50. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy this. And I actually got Derek to play as the sorceress, which she named Magithot, or he made Magithot. So yeah, I did something good. But anyways, this is actually it's a kind of a good remaster, except I kind of don't like the way they did online. They did it for the original version, but for what it's worth, this game's actually pretty good on the PS4. I was going to say 3DS for a second, but it will never be on 3DS. And I like how this is all shiny. You can see my camera. Yay. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, when this game first came out, I really wanted to try it out. This was actually going to be my Valentine's Day gift for my wife, but later on, she actually got this as a birthday present, or one of them. And it was like $17 or $15 because of Black Friday, because I had this for dirt cheap. And from what I've played of this game so far, it's actually pretty decent. It's pretty solid. But it's not, honestly, it's not my fighting game of the year per se. That's later on down the list. But for what I've played of it, it's pretty good. It's Arc System at its best. Even though they've made other games that are kind of like this, or where they got inspiration for this, but it's really good. They did a really good job on this. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of the Elusive Age, or An Elusive Age. Now, I have a confession to make. I never really played this much. I think I only played for like maybe 30 minutes before passing out. Not because I was bored, but because I worked the night before and I was really tired. But for what I've seen and heard from people, this game is really, really, really good. Like the best in the series. Even better than Dragon Quest VIII from some people. Now, honestly, I wouldn't mind playing this more, or actually trying to beat this game later on in 2019, or same thing as Octopath Traveler, but probably going to go with Octopath Traveler first. That way I can actually beat that and get it out the way. But yeah, it comes to show how much I procrastinate, especially on a good game like this. Far Cry 5. Now, compared to Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 4, this is a big step up. Except there's one tiny problem. I got the Season Pass for this game, not for the game, but for Far Cry 3 Classic Edition, which I end up beating and platinuming. So, yeah, you could say that I kind of like 3 a bit more. But I do like how this is actually set in America, like, trying to show, like, politics. This is making fun of Trump's America, which it's fiction. It's not based around anything. Like, sure, it has some political themes in it. What doesn't nowadays? Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. Oh my fucking god, this game is amazing. It actually does the original source material right. Unlike most things, well, except for Dragon Ball FighterZ, most things, they really don't get the adaptation or the source material right. But for this game, they did a really good job. And what's funny is that the person that voices Kiryu from the Yakuza games voices Kenshiro, which is amazing. And hell, the skin that you get for it for free, if you did get it for free, matches his like appearance up really well because of the voice. But unfortunately, when I got to Chapter 6, my save data corrupted, and I have to restart that game all over again. Yay. But anyways, from what I played of it, it plays a little bit like Yakuza 1, or Yakuza Kiwami 1, or Yakuza 0, but it's really, really good. Like, it's worth the $60. It's worth everything for it. I highly recommend Fist of the North Star. God of War, last year's Game of the Year, according to some critics. But from when I played this game, it's really pretty to look at. It's on par with Red Dead Redemption 2, and you could even say Spider-Man. But at the same time, is this game Game of the Year material? On one hand, yes. On the other hand, no. Although I only play like maybe 3 hours of this game, and I didn't really beat it, but I'm hoping to do that this year too. Yay! So I can actually get caught up on the games that I actually bought. You know, because New Year's resolutions and all that jive. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD remixes for the PS4. Now, honestly, I bought this because it was $20, and I never really beaten the first one, but beaten the second one, but not the Final Mix version. But anyways, the only reason why I bought this is because the wife really wants to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but she also really loves Kingdom Hearts. So I figured I'd treat her to somewhat of an early Christmas gift, and I decided to get her this. Even though she doesn't know that it's a Christmas gift, but close enough. I got this for her, and she's playing through 1, but she hadn't gotten back to playing it because she's been busy with a lot of stuff, and so have I. But I wouldn't mind having her come back to this once she stops playing Sims 4 for a little bit. But yeah, I have really nothing to say about Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, just because I think I've said it before in the collection video I made. Monster Hunter World. Now, this game is really good, but is it RPG of the Year? Again, like I said with God of War, is it Game of the Year material? Yes and no. Yes, because they actually expanded on what makes Monster Hunter really good, while adding more content to it and more mechanics. But on the other hand, it's kind of the same thing as the other Monster Hunter games. But I will say this, it is a lot better. The multiplayer actually is good. Like, you could just drop in on someone else's game and actually help them, or you can actually have a party and have your friends join you. It's really fun. It's really good, and I actually need to get back into playing this and beat the main story. Because, funny enough, this is the only Monster Hunter that I could think of that actually has a story as it is. But yeah, I need to get back to playing that, and I need friends to help me with that. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. Yeah, I know how it says collector's edition. I did do an unboxing of this. But yeah, this game is actually okay. I'm not saying this in a bad way. Like, there are most games that you say they're okay that turn out to be a big disappointment. This game is actually pretty good. It's nowhere close to being the first game, but it does do some things differently, which makes me actually want to continue playing it. After I try beating Dragon Quest XI and Octopath Traveler. Maybe Octopath Traveler and then this, who knows? But yeah, the characters for the game, Evan and Roland, are good characters, but they're no Evan. And also, I keep forgetting the little fairy's name. But I'll just put it on screen in case I forget. But yeah, it's no Drippy, in my opinion. Although I will give it credit for actually having a little bit of a backstory to the first game, but at the same time, it could have been a little bit better. But it's nowhere as good as the first game, in my opinion. It kind of has the Bioshock effect for me. Persona Endless Night Collection, aka Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight and Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, along with Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And if funny enough, I beat and platinumed the 5th game, or the Persona 5 Dancing game first. Then I got to Persona 3 Dancing game, beaten it and platinumed it this year. Now, that funny coincidence how that works, isn't it? Only because I prefer Persona 5 over 3. And a lot of people keep telling me that Persona 3 is really good. From what I've listened to the music is really good, but I kind of got spoiled and got more indulgent with the 5th ones more. But yeah, like, I wouldn't mind playing Persona 3. I'm actually thinking about putting that as an RPG I'm hoping to beat this year too. And actually get farther than I did. Farther than 2 hours. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, it's the same thing as Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Pretty good, solid rhythm game. Good remixes. The only problem I got with this version is that there's no soundtrack. Prey. I only bought Prey because it was really, really cheap. It was $15 when I bought this. Originally, it would have been $40 or $50, maybe $30, but I got it for half, 60% off anyway. Now, this game isn't so bad, though. It really isn't, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. I remember renting it from a Redbox, and kind of got a bit by it, but I'm willing to give it another chance. Like, I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like Thief, because I know a lot of people that I know despise Thief with a passion. Scribblenauts Mega Pack, aka Scribblenauts Unmasked and Scribblenauts Unlimited. Honestly, for Unlimited, it's very limited when it comes to word choice, because you can't really do anything unless you play the PC version, which is or that or the Wii U version. PC version is really good when it comes to creativity. The Wii U version is good when it comes to typing out words. The way they use the word system, it's really wonky. Because it's just weird. It really, really is. Like, they don't show it on here, but it's kind of eh. I rather prefer the Wii U version of these two games, or the PC version. But I only bought this because I know I have no sleep, and I'm explaining this. I have a soft spot for word games, for puzzle games, and this is no exception. It's a really fun little game, and I highly recommend Scribblenauts. But if you do get it, get the PC version or the Wii U version. But mostly PC version, because it's a little bit better. Scribblenauts Showdown. I only bought this because it's a party game, and I figured I'd play this with the wife. I tried showing her this game, and she's like, eh. Either that, or she just passed out because she didn't really want to play games at that time. But anyways, it's okay. I mean, you could create your own character like you see here, but the word games, from what I heard, are very, very tedious. But I don't know, I'll give it a shot anyway, because I played better and worse party games anyway. Shadow of the Colossus, the remake by Blue Point Games. Oh my god, this game is pretty. It is really, really pretty to look at. Like, if I would have said for the best remaster or remake, or, yeah, remaster, remake category, I would have given it to this. But there's another game that took that spot. But I will say this, it's really pretty to look at. I never really played or beaten the original version or the PS3 version, but I really want to do it for this version just because it looks amazing. And Blue Point has done it once again with this. They made a masterpiece with this. It's beautiful to look at. Even though the controls might be clunky, it's still really fun to play. Or if you got tired of Last Guardian, just go to this. This game is a major, major boost or upgrade from that. Shenmue 1 and 2. Yeah, I only bought this because, one, Chaos really loves this game. This is actually one of his favorite series, or the first one is his favorite game. He never really played the second one from what he told me. But I only bought it because it was $30 and I never really played Shenmue. And I played it, and it is okay. Like, it's supposed to be the game to start off the Yakuza series, but from what I've played this and experienced with it, it's okay. Maybe if I got more into it and got farther, I would enjoy it a little bit more. But for what it stands right now, it's okay. Maybe if I play more, I could actually enjoy it a little more and probably say it's really good. Soul Calibur 6. This was the game that I mentioned that was better than Dragon Ball FighterZ. Or Fighter Z, whatever you want to call it. This game is really good. It is fun. It is addictive to play. They have 2B from Nier Automata. They have Tira from Soul Calibur 3, even though my wife despises that character. This is a really good game. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable. Although the story modes are kind of okay. The single player story mode, the main story is okay. The side characters have interesting stories, but the mode that you make your own character and you fight, that one is eh. But overall, if I would give my best fighting game award, it would be for Soul Calibur 6, honestly. Because I believe Soul Calibur 6 is better. And it has Geralt from Witcher, for God's sake. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Now, I have a confession to make. I have mentioned this on Twitter before. I have never played a Spyro the Dragon game before. And I figured I'd give it a shot with this. And I bought this as well because my wife really likes Spyro the Dragon because she played that as a kid and I didn't because I never had a PS1 growing up. But playing this game or trilogy, I have to say that it's good, but it doesn't really have nostalgic value to me. The same thing with Crash Bandicoot. No real nostalgic value to me. Unlike other games that have more nostalgic value. Like A Link to the Past, or not Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds was a good example because I was really nostalgic because of Link to the Past. Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, well, maybe not that one, but Ocarina of Time 3D, I have more nostalgia value because I played it. Same thing can be said with Star Fox 64 3D. I played those and I enjoyed them more because of nostalgic value. But if I can look at this as a new gamer coming into this, it's really good. The platforming is tight. Although some parts of it are kind of infuriating, but for everyone else, they can enjoy it more than I do because of nostalgic value. And most of them actually platinum the damn games. But yeah. I wouldn't mind giving this a shot and actually beating them later on in the year 2019. Tetris Effect. I bought this the same day I bought Spyro, and I enjoyed this a little more because this took up most of my time. Like, once you start playing Tetris, you're not coming back. You're just going to be making lines and making Tetrises and making combos. And I will say this, This has an amazing soundtrack. It has an amazing aesthetic. The art styles for this is amazing. Oh my fucking god. It's like someone was high and they saw a lot of fucking colors and gears and Christmas ornaments and shit. And they started seeing Tetris. That's what this is. It is a blast to play. I will say this. If you ever like Tetris or like puzzle games or like classic puzzle games, Tetris Effect is for you. Oh my god, I'm dying because this game is so good. Valkyria Chronicles 4. This was the game I wanted Valkyria Revolution to be. This is the game that I wanted Sega to bring out. Well, besides a localization for 3 or maybe a remaster of 2 and 3. This was the game that I really wanted. And they did it right. They brought in new mechanics. They made snow an enemy, an obstacle as it were. The combat for it is amazing. The characters for this are amazing. The visuals are amazing. Everything about this game is amazing. If I would give a game an award for strategy game, I would give it to this game in a heartbeat. But I never finished it. Again, I procrastinate way too much and I play other games as well. I really need to play this game and beat it because this game is so fucking good. And the DLC with the Squad 7 from the first game is amazing. Even though they didn't get the same voice actors for it, it just kind of felt tacked on. But the best character, this one. This one's the best character. Fight me. And as soon as I calm down, I'm actually going to bring out 2 games at once. The first one being Yakuza Kiwami 2, the Steelbook edition, which I know this Steelbook looks really amazing. And Yakuza 6, the Song of Life. Now, funny enough, they came out in the exact same year, 4 months apart, and I will admit, I prefer Kiwami 2 a little bit more when it comes to, I wouldn't say story, but when it comes to like more visual flair and towns, because Sonobori is actually more interesting than the town of, I believe they have it right here, Onomichi. There we go, because I forgot the town name of that one. Onomichi kind of feels a bit barren. Not deserted or empty, but just not as colorful, not as vibrant and life-like, or full of life like Sotenbori was. And that's why I really like Yakuza Kiwami 2 more. I love the villain of this game. The main antagonist was great. Although I did have my laughs and my sad moments with Yakuza 6, I preferred Kiwami 2 a little tiny bit more. And this is actually the game I would actually give for best remaster to, in my humblest of opinions. But because of this, I actually went back and played other games, the other Yakuza games. And this is going to be really bad, but I kind of took the Tarantino effect by beating this one first, then Kiwami 2, and then I went back and I started playing Yakuza Kiwami and beating it, and then going back to play Yakuza 0 and continuing to play it until I beat it. It's that funny how a game like that could do that. And god damn it, Dom, why the fuck did you make me invested in Yakuza? Fuck, I really want the third game to come out. When is that going to come out, Sega? Please tell me. And also, when are you going to localize 2 and 3 for the PS4, or mostly 3? But my venting's out the way. I will say this: these 2 are amazing games, and I highly recommend the Yakuza games to everyone. Even if you're not that big of a fan of, like, as you could say, like Arkham style combat, quote unquote. This has really good side content, a really good series that takes its main story seriously and treats its side content with the most absurdity, and I love it. God, why can't there be more games like that? And there you have it. Those are all the games that I have bought in the year 2018. Now, what does 2019 hold for us? Well, besides Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and many other games, mostly indie games that I'm probably not going to have the physical copy of, it's going to be a good year. Like, I wouldn't say 2017 good, but I would just say in the mix between 2018 2016 good. But, as it were, I am going to be making videos sometime shortly. Shortly, like I said, sometime in the middle of the month, maybe next year, or not next year, but next month. Good lord, if it was next year, there will be Proton John levels of uploading schedules. But, in any case, I hope to return to more projects, and hopefully next year in 2020 I will make another game pickup video for y'all. So until I meet again, this has been Levy Doshman. If you want to also goodbye for what I do, most importantly is I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, next projects. Hopefully I can do more or can actually finish up the ones I already started. Until we meet again, goodbye.